We gotta unpack this. There's so much here. I guess there is no time like the present, and we might as well just jump into it. Okay, the post is on our Twitch, and the title is, "If you can't reliably make enough to survive each month on Twitch, then your job can't be a quote-unquote content creator." Times like these, I wish I could crack my knuckles. I can't do it, I can't. I was watching a small streamer, 10 to 15 viewers, 20 to 40 subs, a few weeks ago, and they were complaining about not having enough money to survive. First of all, 20 to 40 subs, assuming that they get 50%. Like at maximum $100 for a month. A viewer in chat responded, "Why not get a job?" The streamer responded, "I am working. I am content creating every day." Mind you, this person would stream 8 to 14 hours a day without doing any quote-unquote content creation outside of their own stream. They continued to argue with the viewer, basically saying that streaming is the only quote-unquote job that they can do due to health circumstances. I'm resisting the urge to say anything. Fast forward to today, I decided to check in, and this person has now been served an eviction notice from their apartment and has now blamed other quote-unquote more successful streamers and quote-unquote generous viewers for being selfish, saying that people could easily fix their situation. Mind you, this was their message as they received a raid double their normal viewer count. Streaming is not a reliable source of income, especially if you rely heavily on generous viewers / people and can't consistently survive on that income. Let's look at the comments section, shall we? Let's partake of these comments, because I want to know what Redditors have to say. I mean, you can be a content creator without it being your job, but relying on stream income as a small streamer is a bad idea, and crying that people aren't giving enough is tacky. OP says, "Blaming their viewers is what made me stop watching a few weeks ago. Seeing it still occurring months later makes me question how anyone sticks around." I mean, there are, like, the human condition is such an interesting thing. There are people who are very lonely, and they think that by providing financial support, maybe even beyond their means, is a way to get attention that they otherwise would not get. Huge part of the reason I left my ex, I was all for supporting his streaming career, but when he lost his real job because he kept saying staying up all night to stream and couldn't make it to work on time, I knew he had a problem. Yeah, he ended up developing bad anxiety when he was separated from his stream and Twitch. I ended up supporting him, but it not only put a strain on me mentally, but also my own bank account. He was so sure he was going to be the next big thing and would prioritize streaming over our relationship. This also led to him prioritizing his stream relationships, mostly with other females, over ours. After a year of no growth and averaging less than 5 viewers per stream who never subscribed, never sent bits or any donations, he was still grinding 10-hour streams 7 days a week. We don't age shame around here, but this was a 38-year-old man with kids, not mine, that was relying on Twitch and me to support them. Bruh. Twitch can be great, but it's also sad when people get sucked into its dark hole thinking they can make it big and have it be their sole income. I'm gonna interject something right here. Streaming can become an addiction, and you know, this is why I so heavily advise against the like just grind it out mentality. I think it's so toxic. He streamed to less than 5 viewers for a year, and 10-hour streams is very long. Twitch culture is that like if you're not live, you're like non-existent basically, but that should not be the normal, especially if you're starting out. You should really be spending more time offline than streaming. The way that I look at streaming is that it's a way to connect with your community, kind of do a little check-in with them. If you're very good at entertaining people, then the likeliness of you being stuck at a viewer, specific viewer count is very, very low. It kind of boils down to you gotta get good. I feel bad for them, but it seems like they want maximum results with minimum effort. That last bit, wanting maximum results with minimum effort, I feel like that's a lot of air unquote streamers. I've said it once before, and I will say it again fully with my chest. Streaming is not inherently content creation. This is your wake-up call. You gotta look deep inside. You gotta be a little bit critical of yourself. A hard but pragmatic reality that so many people need to realize is that streaming, along with so many other ridiculously oversaturated sectors, isn't something where success is simply going to arise from grinding out the hours or keeping on that hustle regardless of how much work you put into it. If I had Reddit gold strictly based on that one sentence right there, ding 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 ding. There are literally millions of others out there with all the same mindset, vying for the same attention from a pool of viewers that is limited, not infinite, and shrinking each year. That I disagree with. I feel like people think that there's limited resources and there's really not. It's about finding your niche and niching down, and then eventually your audience finds you. Think about all the YouTube channels with over 1 million subs that you just don't know exist in the world. There's so many people, there's so much audience. You just have to establish what you're providing as a content creator. It's the people who feel that they're entitled to things because they put in the hours, right? There's plenty of people who do things by putting in the hours because they want to get better at whatever it is, and they're not getting paid. Just because you have the ability to make money off of this doesn't mean that it's a job. That's basically my first point, right? Is that a lot of people who stream think that it's a job because they're putting in job hours. It needs to be fun first and foremost. You have to be doing this because you want to grow as a creator, and anything on top is just the icing on the cake. It also becomes so toxic, and you view other streamers doing the same exact thing, and you hate them for having more success. It really does get to you mentally. I agree with most of what they're saying. It sounds like they genuinely started this as something that they enjoyed as a hobby, and then got a little burnt out and might feel a little bitter about it. I kind of want to go back and talk about resources being limited and viewing your peers as competition, because I think that's what makes people feel the most discouraged. I genuinely believe that no one grows alone, and to be successful, you have to have a support system. The definition of a job is a paid position of regular employment or a task or piece of work, especially one that is paid. The definition of hobby is an activity done regularly in one's leisure time for pleasure. And I'm not speaking about the people who are genuinely trying. I am literally talking about the people who turn their stream on and do nothing. They make no effort. Zero. So there's a lot of nuance to this. I'm not saying that you have to be the most engaging, chatting streamer ever. But you have to be true to yourself, and you have to be critical of yourself. Entertainment exists in many different forms. The reason that sleeping on stream even became a thing is because someone made it the meta. Somebody made it so that it was entertaining. And then the majority of people were like, oh, well, that person did it, so now we can sleep on stream. But it's like, that person did it with the intent of that being entertainment. It's not just they decided to turn their stream on while they're sleeping. You have to have an idea, and you have to execute the idea, and you can't just exist. People who have been doing this for many, many years are not achieving the goals of these people who have just started. And it's not because they're not good enough. It's just, it's not that easy. It's not that simple. You can't go like, I'm gonna be the next biggest streamer and put no thought or effort into it and then just become the biggest streamer. So many people get a lot of exposure and they don't do anything with it. They don't have the ability to retain the viewers. They don't have the ability to turn over new people to their content. And it's because I would say 90% of the time it's because the person is not being true to themselves. They're not making content that they enjoy. They're not looking critically at their own content, being like, would I watch this? If I was a consumer, would I be watching this stream? Would I watch this short? You can't just clip gameplay and upload it to all the different platforms and expect to make it big. It's too saturated right now. And it doesn't mean, the saturation doesn't mean that you can't be successful. It just means that you have to understand what you're trying to do. I don't believe in luck. I believe in opportunity. I believe that opportunity comes and goes, and there are a lot of people who are not prepared to receive opportunity when it comes to them. Understanding trends, understanding analytics, figuring out what works, what doesn't work, what feels natural for you to do so it doesn't feel like it's work, so it doesn't feel burdensome, then you can be in the right place at the right time. But I would say that it's for to receive an opportunity, not because it was like you bought a lottery ticket and you won the lottery. I feel like specifically in the small streamer sphere, a lot of people feel like networking has to be very forced, and it's either that you are cold calling people and promoting yourself, or you're befriending someone in the attempt to have a connection with them. And I don't necessarily think that either is the right way to go about it. I think going in with no expectations of anything resulting from your actions is the best way to handle it. If something comes of your interactions, then that's the cherry on top. It feels more natural. It feels like, because everyone and their mom is like, I didn't want to be seen as clout chasing. I literally never think anyone that approaches me is trying to clout chase. Anyone who approaches me, it's like, okay, I know them and I recognize their content, and I think that's cool that they want to spend time like interacting with me. That's sick. I'm not like, oh my god, stay back. You can't have my clout. No, I can't talk to you. Like, if you are just being genuine, then all you can do is be yourself. You can't control how other people perceive you. If they want to perceive you as a clout chaser, there's nothing you can do about that. The only thing that you can do is continue to grow as a creator and make more content, and then maybe someday that person that you are trying to connect with will see the content that you're making and be like, yo, that's sick. And they will have a respect for you. And then if something comes of that, then that's what happens. It's hard. I'm not telling you it's easy to get over. It's really difficult. But it's like you're so worried about what other people think that you're not worried about what you're actually doing. Stop spending your energy on trying to impress other people. Stop spending your energy trying to be someone that you're not. The moment that you accept who you are and be unapologetically yourself, that is when the people that enjoy you for you will start coming. And they'll stick around. To wrap things up, just be real. Have realistic expectations. Have fun with what you're doing. The moment that you stop having fun, that's when, you know, you're on the verge of burnout or negative feelings and resentfulness. It's always important to put things in perspective. Never rely on a single source of income too. I think that is a big thing. Streamers only relying on subs, gifts, bits, etc. is you can't live on people's generosity. It's not sustainable because viewers come and go. Anything can happen. Streaming is not a get rich quick scheme. So the moral of the story is to just never go outside. That's the true moral of the story. Never go outside, because while you're gone, everything is just imploding.